Hey! Real quick, I'm gonna go over a back shoulder roll. Because a lot of people really have a lot of problems with this, but it can actually be a pretty cool roll if you can do it properly. There are different ways to do it. People will usually start with just the standard straight back roll. Personally, I prefer the back shoulder roll. It's better in general. It puts less pressure on your spine. It's less dangerous for the neck and the upper spine. And it's just more parkour, basically. Less gymnastics, more parkour. So there are different ways to do this. There are different ways to set it up. The way I find the most success and the way I naturally do it is you pick a shoulder, favorite shoulder. I'm gonna go over this one, my left shoulder. You look at it, put your hands up, kind of similar to if you're doing a forward shoulder roll. Hands kind of go over here. Look towards that shoulder, kick towards that shoulder. So it should look like this. So one more time, look towards your shoulder, hands at that shoulder, so your palms are facing forward. And you kick hard towards that shoulder. You wanna, if you kick straight back, you're gonna go straight back. You wanna kick towards that shoulder. Direct your momentum. So anyway, looks like this. Like that. Now, I like to try to get out of it, kind of in a fighting stance. Again, looks kind of cooler, makes you more ready to move in any direction. And like today, I was having people roll, right, do their back roll, go right into a kick to the blue meanie, and then run off. So I already touched on a couple common mistakes, but just to go over them a little more thoroughly. One, you don't want to kick straight back, even if you're doing everything else and you kick straight back, or even if one foot goes straight back, then you're probably gonna go straight back, which you don't wanna do for this roll. Especially if you're not ready for it, you can very easily damage the neck. If you're gonna do a back roll, usually we'll start with people putting their hands up here, so their forearms will catch, so they're not putting a lot of pressure on their head. Once they get that down, we'll have them put their hands here where they push up, so they don't put a lot of pressure on their head. We're not doing any of that right now anyway. With the back shoulder roll, you should need to do any of that because you're going more over your shoulder, not right over your spine and your neck and your head. So this is a lot safer. Another common mistake is not doing any of those shoulder cues. So not picking a favorite shoulder, not putting your hands up, not looking, and again, not kicking towards that shoulder. Those are all common mistakes too. So usually when getting used to this roll, you wanna repeat those, or repeat those cues to the student you're teaching, or yourself if you're teaching yourself. Those can all help. A common mistake would just be not kicking hard enough. So a lot of people will just kind of fall back and then kind of limply try to roll. That'll usually cause you to just kind of fumble, kind of be like this, you'll go kind of more sideways. So you wanna make sure you kick hard, okay? So really kick with those legs. That actually brings me to another common mistake, which is timing. So you don't want to lie back and then kick. It's best to do it one fluid movement. Another common mistake, there are a lot of mistakes. Another common mistake is as you're rolling, you turn your head, make sure you look that way until you're off of that shoulder, okay? Otherwise, if you turn your head midway, then you're going to straighten out and it's going to put a lot of pressure on your upper spine, your neck. Something you obviously want to avoid. So another common mistake is just doing kind of a side roll where you kind of go too far like that. So you want to be really deliberate again with that kick. You don't want to just fall to your side. You want to kick hard, keep those hands up, kick those knees towards those hands, kick those feet up. And that should, as long as you do it hard enough, that'll propel you fast enough with enough force to get you over and looking cooler. The last mistake I want to mention is the landing. So people will often kind of fumble. It'll be hard for them to land on their feet. What that will often look like is kind of like this, like that. We'll land kind of like this, or sometimes they'll be off balance and kind of stumble backward. So that might take a little bit of practice, but really, once you get the main cues down, with all the shoulder stuff, looking over your shoulder, hands up, kicking hard over that shoulder. Once you're at that stage, just remember, really drill landing on your feet. Okay? Right now I'm using a handy dandy ramp. It's makes it a little bit easier. If you're just learning, I would recommend something like this, but definitely work up towards doing it just on a flat surface or the floor. So from here, I'll do the other side this time. So from here, it'll be just like that. So on a flatter surface, you're gonna have to kick a little bit harder. Really curl into a ball, but it's fun. Final step I would recommend is try to go faster, faster, faster. After you get everything else down, you've got your back rolls fairly clean, your back shoulder rolls fairly clean, start to practice going faster, 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 as in you don't have to sit and think about it. You just approach whatever you're gonna roll down or the floor or whatever. So you just kind of approach and just go right into it. Now if you have the apparatus, you can start getting a little more creative. The skill we were working on in class today is from a bar, swing to 180, and then back shoulder roll, then right to kick. Anyway, that's my quick back roll tutorial. I hope you guys learned something and enjoyed. And I don't know, practice. Have fun. Don't hurt your neck. Do it correctly. Go slow. Later.